Okay, so now that you have identified where you're strong at, what is your superpower, how might you tend to serve other people that you come in contact with? Three pain moments. What are pain moments that oftentimes reflect back to you, right? So where in your life have you been in pain somewhere and maybe you have overcome it, or maybe you're still in pain there? And I can tell you right now, one of the big ones for me was prioritizing others first. That was one of my biggest pain moments. I would always put everybody first, and how familiar does that sound? I had to learn and accept, and I started to teach why you are priority number one first. Because listen, if you're trying to help somebody else and you're trying to help them from a place that's not your best, you're doing a disservice for them. That's a fact. That is one of the most simplistic facts that I may have ever spoken. But other than that, what are pain moments? For me, exercise. Believe it or not, exercise was a pain moment because yes, I've been around it. It's my background, and I continue to always be helping other people with their exercise. But where did that start to mess me up? I didn't put what got me back and healed from my 8-month injury of not walking, where doctors said, "Oh, you may not walk again." Yeah, cool. I did all that stuff, and I've always been active. But at one point, when I started helping other people so much, kind of goes hand in hand a little bit with the priority. I stopped working out for myself, and I started put my workouts down to the level that everyone else was at, instead of pushing my limits, pushing my abilities, not just physically but mentally. And that's why different things like Muay Thai, like even today I did Muay Thai, and man, it kicked my butt. Such a good workout. Something that actually was enough to challenge my body, my physiology, and put me in a state of being sore. So believe it or not, that was one of my pain moments, to not put exercise for myself on a high priority, and just training other people, training other elites, training other just sedentary people, moderately active people. It didn't matter. Youth, it didn't matter. And that honestly was one of my biggest pain moments, which brings me to one of my third pain moments. I was lacking internal values. This one's huge. And I was lacking internal values. I didn't have a lot of the tactics, the skills, the personal development rhythms that I'm now giving to you. I didn't ever go through and constructively reflect at one point in time. I didn't go through and have systems and rituals and gratitude in play. I didn't write down daily like I do now. I didn't read books every day, multiple times, 2 to 3 times a day sometimes now. All that stuff had to grow. And I was lacking internal values that would, when the storm comes, allow me to shelter, and boom, like it didn't matter how strong the wind was, it didn't matter if it was a tornado, a hurricane, or earthquake, my foundation is now solid. So those are 3 of the biggest pain moments for me that thankfully they're not pain moments now. But they were 3 pain moments for me, and until I addressed those appropriately, I wasn't going anywhere fast. So what are 3 desires that people you are looking to use your superpower for have? And I'm gonna, bear with me, I'm gonna get with you with this. But first, pause this actually and go through and write 3 of your pain moments. They could be current pain moments right now, because you identified them, you're gonna now be able to address them. And when you address them, they're honestly gonna be probably what you use now to help other people. What are 3 desires? This is the next one. So once you finish from that pause break, here's the next one. So the 3 desires that people I know want to work, they want to actually have fun with working out, and want to do it in less time. Like, look, like I love to grind, right? I love doing work. I love doing work and serving other people. And as a part of that, as important as exercise is, it's the forefront, mind you, like I said before, of the behavior change for everything that I do with other people, including myself. So as fun as it is, I don't want to spend all day. And I used to spend 2 hours in the gym, 2.5 when I was talking to people. And I was like, look, I need something that's quick, efficient, challenges me right away, and they ended up being like body weight movements. So my desires was doing more things that challenge my body effectively in a shorter time frame, and that's ultimately what I ended up giving to other people. It was the same desire of mine I gave to other people. I reverse engineered it. Clarity. So I was really lacking clarity, and some of the internal values helped me gain that clarity, but I was really lacking clarity, and part of what I needed for that, part of the desire was to get a mentor, to get a coach, to get a guardian, right? To start. So now I learned that the people that I work with, like, they want to gain more clarity, like I've gained in my life, and as I continue to gain, like, it doesn't stop. It's constant, never-ending improvements. It doesn't stop. I don't care if you're a coach. If you don't have a coach, then you better go find one, because I'm not listening to you. I'm not listening to you if you're a coach without a coach. So gaining clarity was another big one for me. And my last one, and this is how you know I'm being real, was lasting change, right? Biggest desire. Everybody wants their results to last. Nobody wants to just, lose the 10 pounds or start the business like you said and just stop right there. Nobody wants to go through that. You want change to last. You don't want a quick fix. And that's what I had to learn as the big pain moments of what do I address for other people and the desires that they want. I address that as well. I had to learn that, listen, like, that's important. It's imperative. Fast forward 6 months later. If you were to take and look back at what you wrote, and you should have wrote it. Look back what you wrote for your superpower. Now take your pain moments. Now take your desires for the person that wants your services, that want to use your superpower, right? And I want you to write 2 to 3 sentences on that ideal person. What do they look like? What do they smell like? What is their name? You want to focus on one person, just one person. For me, mine is actually somebody who was a client of mine at one point, a dear friend at another, and now he's also a coach working for me. And his name is Mark Santana, and he's my ideal client. He's the ideal person I want to help. And he has raw energy. He was just looking for guidance. He's looking for clarity. He wanted to effectively work out. Right? He wanted all the same things that fell in line with my pains and my desires. And now I know that Mark Santana, I got his age down. I know what he smells like. Not to be weird, but I know Mark. And Mark is who I talk to. And Mark is the people that I serve. People with also enthusiasm, also raw energy, also that want to grow constantly, never ending. So I want you to write down this ideal person. And get very specific. Give them a name, a first and a last name. Who do you want them to be? And that, my friend, will take you to a position where all you really got to do is reverse it. Right? Take your superpowers. If you're having trouble with this, look back at the superpowers section that you wrote and flip it. Flip it upside down. The people that I was looking at my superpower, they were lacking commitment in multiple areas of their life. The people that I was looking to work with didn't have internal values, and they wanted to grow. They wanted to have constant, never-ending growth. They wanted to find the hunger inside. We all had that moment where we were just hungry for something. It could have been your first car. It could have been a love interest. It could be anything. When you were hungry for it, you wasn't gonna stop. You weren't gonna give up, or you were gonna go get it. That's what you knew. That's all you knew. So just reverse the superpower, and I promise you, now that you have to know your superpower, now that you know who you may look to serve, because I promise you, like, whether you intended to come here for a part of this or not, whether you were looking, trust me, this is a part of how you rewiring your psychology, because now that you are not being held back, like I said before, you have space. And that space will fill itself up with something. So why not serve? Now that you know, because you wrote everything down, your pains, your desires, the person you may want to serve, their pains, their desires, your superpowers, and how you're going to deliver, what you're going to deliver. That's why I smile like this. That's why I can be so authentic in every given moment, because I'm living that fullest expression. I'm doing my best every day. I'm doing my best. I'm tapping into my fullest potential. I'm working with massive action and raw belief every day. I walk like it, I talk like it, I act like it, I smell like it, down to the bone. And I wanna give you that enthusiasm for life. I wanna give you that I wanna inject more life into you, literally. Like it's a walking serum. It's Pernell Bobby checking with you. Hey, listen, step up to the plate and pull the trigger. Your last day is gonna be about exercise. 7 days on how to rewire. Check up on your tools, check up on your content. Stay tuned for the exercise.